Almost afternoon.
Why am I the only one clapping?
Yeah. I was waiting for the applause sign, to be fair.
All right, welcome to K Huddle. This is one of the only times that a radio station takes the moment to have the entire cast, as you see all these little squares here, the entire on-air cast. So right now, what you see on your screen represents 100% of the voices you hear on K92.3.
Except on Sunday nights.
Oh, that's right.
The road.
Do you guys? Okay, we all have an impersonation of each other, right? Do you guys impersonate each other like, "Hey, I'm Obi. I got these kids and this wife." That would be like my Obi impression.
I don't even attempt impersonation.
You don't at all?
Behind
our back?
You should know that. I suck at those, and I cannot.
This dude said behind our back.
No way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. So thanks for joining us today. And let's remind ourselves, guys. I was saying this last week that we have to get used to looking into these cameras because we want to be looking at you, right? It's so easy for us to look at each other. Mm-hmm. So let's remember to look at the camera. And then, of course, Chloe, if you want to speak up, you're going to have to get close to that mic.
Okay.
But what's up and welcome to the Super Bowl party, y'all.
Woo!
So excited.
I just realized we are lacking alcohol.
Who said
me? So Ashley in her office, she's got some.
That's actually true.
Yeah,
There is a lot over there.
And that never goes bad.
Yeah, because it's all the stuff that, like the artists send and it's autographed that you don't want to open. So do you open that ever?
Gosh.
No.
Well,
we got a bottle from oh my gosh, Slater, when you were in the tower, who sent the bottle of whiskey?
John Rich.
That's
right.
I don't like whiskey, so I let my husband drink it, and then he comes home and he goes, I didn't realize it was autographed. The bottle, I wiped it off. I'm so sorry. I was like, and honestly, it was his grandmother's version, so it was her signature.
Oh,
so look what we have in here that's signed. Ashley McBride signed this.
Wow.
They just send you this stuff, Ashley, or you have to like play their music for this?
No, that's all stuff they send.
Really?
They send a lot of stuff.
So there's a funny story about that. Ashley has a bottle from Blake Shelton that he sent you. That I forget which hurricane it was. That probably about 4 years ago we had a hurricane. Remember, Slater, that we slept here in the building?
Yeah, that was good. I slept right behind you.
And
Big spoon.
Anywho, so I cracked into that bottle, and I too didn't know that it was signed by Blake.
You didn't?
No, I thought
It
that
was
maybe
gone though, right? Didn't it all get drank?
No. I took a good healthy shot because I said, well, at this point, Blake would feel that it would be rude of me not to. So,
but it is weird, right? If that stuff just sits around until you die, and then what? No one else is gonna like.
You got to put it in your will. Yeah, do you have a will?
I don't think I do. No?
Do you put you put all the memorabilia? Because so here, this will be fun for us to talk to K Huddle about, because this also is a podcast. But in radio, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of events that we go to, stuff that's brought into the studio that's signed, memorabilia, really cool stuff. Like when theme parks open up their rides for the first time, like we have some of that stuff. You know, what do you guys plan on doing with that stuff when we pass?
You will it. Will it to your kids?
Yeah.
Will they want it though? A lot of it is something signed by like maybe an artist that's not that big, or maybe never was that big.
Oh yeah, I hold on to everything. And there's a band that you might know of now that I did not know back then in 2011 called One Direction.
Oh yeah.
And I have signed One Direction calendar and photo book from Harry Styles, which right now is like, it's got to be worth something, right?
Well, that's like too, when I first started here, Post Malone came through the station for Power, and at the time no one knew who he was. And so I remember everyone was like, oh, do you want to come and get a picture with this guy? And I was like, no, I don't really know who he is. So nah, I got work to do. And now I'm like, dang it. If I had a picture with Post Malone, like he's like one of the biggest artists today.
So that was me with Florida Georgia Line. I was on the hip hop station, and these two guys came in. One guy was sitting on one of them boxes, you know, the cajon. The cajon, that's what it's called. The box that you sit, and he played the drums on the box. And the other dude, and I remember listening to the both of them, and it's funny that we covered them today on the show because Florida Georgia Line is the name of the group, right? They were trying to come up with a name, and they were going to call themselves Orange Peaches.
Orange peach, like the
orange.
orange.
It's Florida and Georgia.
Florida and Georgia. Anyways.
And you talked them out of it.
No, I didn't. But thank God that they didn't go with that. But my story is, I remember I had my backpack. I was done with the morning show, and they were performing out in the cafeteria. I remember I put my backpack down for a second, heard one song, and I was like, well, these good old boys, good luck to them, and took off. And now here we are, where they're just, they're number one on the game.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Who was
who's
hitting the
gonna make it.
box? Probably Brian Kelly was hitting the box, right? Who was on that box thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
the cajon.
What'd you? Yeah,
The cajon.
The
The
Yeah.
cajon.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Slater, here. Why don't you? Okay, so I'm going to try to navigate us because we've got a couple things and we don't want to waste anybody's time. So, Slater,
Okay.
how was your trip to Nashville? That was one
It
of the
was-
last things that we talked
It was
about.
great.
in
So
Huddle.
it was super cold, and everybody was razzing me because I had this great hat that was
Great.
also a scarf.
Great hat.
So I should have brought it. It's actually still in my car, but it's something like 10 feet long, and the top of the hat will turn into like a scarf. So you just wrap that sucker around. But I was so cold the entire time. Do you think it's because I'm tall and my fingers and toes?
Well, wait,
it takes a while
you're-
for the blood to
You're
get there.
from New England, so
Oh,
yeah, like,
I would
yeah, what's
always
going
be.
on?
I would always be bundled up.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
you've been in Florida long enough, though. But like, do people ever from the north get used to going back to cold?
No, I think it's a whole like running joke when they're like, oh yeah,
Your
you've been
blood's
here
thinner.
too long. Now
Yeah.
you got that Florida blood.
Yeah.
I don't think that's real. If you're a doctor or a nurse, let us know. But I think it's all malarkey.
Okay. So since I'm trying to,
So it was cold. Outside of that, it was great. I actually posted last night some of the best performers that I saw. I will say straight up, the names of some of them are on there, but I did not. I screwed up. I didn't get their names, so they're not getting publicized. But if you want to see how great the talent is, there's something like 10 artists that I all compiled and put on the Facebook
Nice.
page.
so I wrote down sights, sounds, and smells.
Yes.
So you gave us the sights. What are we missing?
The smells.
And
Smells.
tastes.
This.
Oh, that's
So
not
I
even
had
on
hot
there.
chicken for the first time. I had Hattie B's hot chicken.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
that was
Which
really
is popular in Nashville. For anybody who's never been to Nashville, that is something that you have to try. Is the hot chicken, and what it is basically it's just the batter in which they do the
the
fried
rub.
chicken.
Yeah, it was a little too hard of a rub for me.
It
was-
you've
like-
you've never had a problem with a good rub.
Well, the bad thing, this is true.
Oh
But
my-
men,
And paid for.
men with mustaches, right? When it drips down because your nose is running, it's terrible, and then you don't get it, and you're like, do I got to take an entire shower,
Ew.
right? Because then you,
burn.
huh?
The burn.
That's why I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
spicy.
so then so that was something that was tough. But I did see the Grand Ole Opry. That was what sound. I guess I already
Yeah,
did sounds.
sights.
But so that was pretty great. They had the backstage tour. That was a lot of fun.
Would you recommend that tour?
I would not recommend that tour because the first 20 minutes were good. The last 40 I could have done without. The actual backstage portion was not as good as the inspiring Garth and Trisha
Yeah.
video that kicks the whole thing off about the history of, and I think it's something you can't see, bless you, anywhere else. So
Okay.
like you can't see it online. You can't.
Did
so
you
it's,
stand in the circle?
no, they did not allow you to do that. At the Ryman, I think they allow you on stage at the Ryman backstage tour,
Mhm.
but they don't right now allow you on stage. Maybe because of COVID.
And they are still doing stuff there, like
Yeah.
performances and whatnot. Maybe
Every
like-
Saturday.
Yeah, somebody was just there and posted a photo from the stage and like an artist, and there were people in the crowd. Yeah, they're filling, not filling it up, but they're
Mhm.
definitely doing. it
Yeah,
with
I
people.
think they said 50% ish
Well,
in there, but every Saturday night for 95 years, they've done a live performance on, what is it? WSM.
Mhm.
They
AM.
actually there's going to be some special, the 95 years of country at the Ryman and Opry, and it's hosted by I think Brad Paisley and Darius Rucker, but I
Blake?
could be wrong.
Blake.
Okay.
In there?
So
All
yeah,
right.
it was good. A lot of people worried about how Nashville's doing because we're in country music and Music City is alive and well.
All right, so let's move on to what we are gathered here for today, and that is to bring these lovely people together to enjoy a set of nachos that will be ultimate.
And I
Um,
was really
Chloe's
looking forward to
just-
some
Chloe's
corn dip.
just cringing over here.
Yeah,
I
so
can't, I
so
can't.
so what we
Wait,
had
Shirley,
planned.
plug your ears because you're
Grandma,
Grandma's
plug your
gonna-
ears. You're not going to be happy about this because we literally talked about this yesterday. She helped me, reminding me what I needed, etc.
All right, so what we had planned was to show you some of our favorite dishes, and I was just going to do ultimate nachos just so this way we could have something fun to do together. But Chloe was going to be the star today with her dip, and at least tell us what's in it. And then at some point, we're gonna come over here and we're gonna take a look at
I'm gonna show
all
you-
the goodies that
I'm
we
gonna show
brought.
you what is supposed to be in it.
Tell us the name of the dip.
Okay. So
It's called corn dip, right?
yes, it
Okay.
is a very famous corn dip that
You have to talk over here.
Oh, I can talk. Okay, you're right. Well, I'm gonna talk over here. Can you? Okay. So it is a very famous corn dip that it seemed to be you guys loved. My family loves it. It's a fight to the kitchen when this happens. You don't have to put it in the oven on the stovetop. It literally you pop it in the microwave for 6 minutes. I was going to do it today, but I was literally taking everything out. I pre-packed everything in my car last night. I got all organized. Literally just realized as we're about to go live that I forgot the corn, and the dip is called corn dip. So
Can we substitute? You ever substitute it?
don't have
as-
the corn, but I'm gonna show you really quickly what you need. It's really easy, something literally everyone will love. It's 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese, doesn't matter what kind, whatever kind, a half a stick of butter, and then 1 cup of corn. I don't have that with me. And then some diced jalapenos. Just literally, you're gonna take a scoopful, dump it in there. You pop it in the microwave for 6 minutes, mix it on up, bring it out. I got the corn chips and all.
Hey, should we
got
try
the
and
corn
make it?
chips, and it's great. It's amazing, but I just don't have the corn.
Chloe,
to
should we
make
try
it.
to make it without the corn and see what it tastes like?
It's still really good.
It's still good. It's gonna be great. I just don't have the corn.
Like
I've been in this building for 22 years.
It's
There
probably
probably
the same
is.
corn from
Oh,
22 years
God.
ago, Obi.
yeah.
Do you actually know there's a can of corn?
But
He might not be back.
This is
probably
the
the same
recipe,
corn.
by the way, that has like over 17,000 views from her video when she did it. So obviously everyone loved it. And when I showed up to Christmas at Matt's parents' house, his mom was making it, and she goes, "I'm making Chloe's recipe," and I had no idea she was making this. So we attempted
Yeah,
to make it, and we used a whole stick, and that was too much, a whole stick of butter.
whole
So
stick.
we used the half.
a
But
stick.
anyways, it's one of those like recipes that you can use for game day
yeah,
that
it's great for the
everybody
Super
just
Bowl.
digs into, and it's super bad for you. But it's
Mhm.
really
You've
good.
never mixed in
Horrible.
another vegetable?
Horrible. No, I've never mixed in another veggie. We could. I mean,
What do
it's
you think would be good, huh?
it probably.
Brussels
It's. I know it's gonna be
beans?
good without the corn dip. I mean, how do you not love
peppers, like
cream
green peppers?
cheese?
No,
green
oh
peppers.
God, I thought he was. I
You
thought he
found
really
corn?
Found it. No.
What are you guys
That's
making
the
anything
same
for the
thing.
game?
We'll strain it out.
Strain it out.
Oh,
It's chunky
corn.
soup.
No.
Same thing. I see.
corn right here.
Boom.
There, if
gosh.
that's even corn, is it really one piece of corn that they even included on the?
I mean,
It says vegetables, but there's beef in it too.
Yeah.
I think that's
No.
fine. Are you gonna do that?
But that is literally the recipe. It is so simple. I packed everything in my car, but forgot the corn. 1
Ken.
cup of frozen corn, 1 stick of butter, 1 block of 8-ounce.
Half a
cream
stick of butter.
cheese, Half a stick of butter. Sorry, half.
I would do the whole. Just
half a stick.
Just
Half
do
a
the
stick of
whole
butter.
thing.
You literally pop it in the microwave for 6 or 8 minutes. Mix it up. You serve it with some chips. It is amazing. But I'm sorry, I forgot the corn.
Yes,
chips,
Ken,
guys.
because it literally just happened. It's not like she came in this morning at 5 and forgot. Like she just unpacked the bag and saw that it wasn't there.
Yep.
Like literally before we went live.
And I had packed the bag literally last night. I put them in my car. I'm like, I'm so organized. I brought all kinds of other stuff.
Are you guys watching the game anywhere?
I'm going to
South
Make
Florida.
it without the corn.
Make it without the corn.
Teresa said make it without the corn.
That's what I'm saying. Let's try it without the
it
corn and
will
see what
be.
happens.
It's gonna be great without.
Do
It's gonna be
it.
great.
It's one of those
Let's do it.
appetizers. It's like it's not about because it's healthy. So when you
It's
do
awful
make
for
it,
you.
it's really good.
It is awful for
It's
you.
just tasty.
Sounds
do it.
perfect.
Yeah,
Try it
I think
without
you
the
should- I think
corn.
You should do it anyways.
Okay, do you want to show your nacho stuff that you brought?
What kind of vegetables did you bring, Obi?
So
Can we add some of her onions? The onions?
yeah, tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Look at that. See, we're gonna make this work.
Compromise.
We're gonna make this work.
Amazing.
You know what would be good? Making Chloe's dip and dumping it on top of your nachos.
Yeah.
Hey,
Are you making
Guys, we're making it
nachos?
work in
What's
here.
happening?
That would be really good. Guys, I want you to know I did wash my hands. I promise. I've washed all the trays that are on here too as well. Because, you know.
We all touch the
trying to
same
be extra
stuff.
safe.
Darla says don't put the soup in there.
No.
Darla, Teresa,
I think it's fine.
Ken, Shirley, everybody, what are you doing? Are you doing anything for the big game? Do you have go-to recipes?
Half a stick of butter.
Well, and I am interested if anybody's getting together, with some large crowds. I even hate to say that word like that, like large crowds. Anyways, are you getting together with people? Are you getting together with like some friends?
Well, what we saw some of those places like in
Doing
Kissimmee
watch parties?
watch parties.
I think it's fine. There's no restrictions, right? Like some states. So all my folks in Massachusetts, I think I told you, like for Thanksgiving, it was pretty crazy. Where if you had more than 3 cars in your driveway, the cops were making rounds and actually knocking on doors and saying like, hey, you can't have more than 10 people in here. And they still have those restrictions where you can only have so many people.
Yeah, I will say this because we've talked about this before too. Yeah, we've talked about this too. There are some states, we have some fans that watch from a state where things are still completely closed. And so they watch Florida. We talked about this the other day. So imagine being in class and you get to see a class go out to PE earlier. And you know how you get to watch all those kids out there and you're playing and you're like, hey, how come they get to go out to PE earlier? That's kind of like what watching Florida must be like, because, here I am asking if anybody's going to get together with anybody. We're already, outside in PE.
You keep saying that. I keep thinking you're talking about somebody urinating outside.
Phys ed.
Okay.
Phys ed.
John Sale's the best go-to.
Somebody's going out to PE. I thought it was a long pee.
So essentially making drinks.
Are you? Yeah, is that like insinuating just liquor drinks, like cocktails, not actual food, or
Oh,
do they have things you can pair with your liquor?
I mean, they do.
Do you want me to bring the microwave here?
Oh yeah, great idea.
No, we've gotten in trouble for that before.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I mean, we're
Later,
probably
you
gonna
know
get in
all
trouble for
about
this, too.
Whatever. They're over it at this
I mean,
point.
Chloe is the new morning show producer as of right now, so she could have to go get punished. and
She needs
stay in
some.
a-
She needs, what is it like when you need to like get a tougher reputation?
Oh,
Street
some
cred.
street
She needs some
cred.
street
Yeah.
cred.
Yeah.
That's right.
Break
so
some
go put a
rules.
turkey in the microwave.
sling
and
rocks.
Let us know how it works.
So cool. So, hey, so now would be a fun time for me to just kind of really do this. I haven't done this with you guys lately, but how's everybody's mental health? How's everybody doing? I mean,
Wow.
oh man,
I have a question for you.
crickets.
I've talked to Slade about this already. Have you and Ashley heard of tech neck?
Yeah, it's
Tech
when you're
neck.
like
It's
looking
it's
down.
Yeah.
it's the wrinkles that you get on your neck from looking down at your phone.
Yeah.
People are now starting to get Botox in their neck because
Oh.
of the wrinkles that they're getting from
They
looking
brought
down
it
at
up
their
like
phone.
my place brought it up 2 years ago. They had a thing on the
Really?
wall, and it's where
Botox
I
in
won't
the
say
neck.
where, just because. But yeah,
Huh.
but some of them say it doesn't even actually work because everyone just keeps going. If like you keep doing that.
Yeah,
same
so now we just
motion.
need to get a thing that
I know. Actually, people have the things that sit on their neck, so the thing's in front of them.
Yeah.
I don't know
Is
how
it-
she got. In for
It's
mental
like a
health
mouth
to
guard.
this.
You know what I
Sorry.
mean? How they have it here, or the harmonica players.
The
You know, when
harmonica
they're playing the
holder.
guitar,
Yes.
So all you need is something like
Yes,
that.
they
What
have
a
it.
what a weird race we're gonna be as the human race years from now, right? So even this week, Ashley, myself, and Chloe were talking about how Elon Musk, he's developing the Neuralink. Okay,
that's
so-
scary.
yeah. So what the Neuralink is, and this is 100% real. You can Google it right now. The Neuralink is this chip or device that's implanted into your brain that will allow you to do certain things. For
just by thinking
instance,
about it.
yeah, so like streaming music, that was going to be one thing that you were going to be able to do from your brain, like streaming music. Can you imagine if you can't get the attention of your kids right now because they've got this in front of them?
But I feel like we're
What are you going to do when they have this in them?
evolving backwards, where people are going to not even talk to each other because it's all going to be.
They're just thinking something. and
They're
sending
not-
it to
so
somebody
far
else.
out.
I
from
think
that
it's
point.
cool.
I'm gonna say something to you, and you're not even gonna acknowledge me. Because you're gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, I was sending emails. Sorry, you know."
So there's actually one of my husband's coworkers has a little chip in his hand that he can use to store websites on it. So all he has to do is tap his phone to his hand, and he can unlock
What?
his apartment door with it.
Yeah.
For
I think
real?
it's cool.
And you
Who
can
put
can
that in him.
I think I
Who
don't
put
know
that
who put
in
it in,
him?
but he was telling like right now there's only certain capabilities, but in the future it's supposed to have more. But right now he can store things on it, and he just has like an app that he can then go in and figure out what websites he wants to have that, like, you know, almost like a business card. You want to walk up and just be like,
Okay, this
Done.
isn't to be funny, but listen, like how long have they been putting silicone and whatever breast implants into women? In men,
Wow.
feel that way, but like, what's a little chip in a
Well,
hand?
I mean,
Well-
they already
Women.
microchip dogs. you
Well,
know,
and they're gonna
and
sell
cats.
it. They're gonna sell it to us as
Yeah.
super uber convenience. You know, I mean, right now you could just tap your debit card, or you could use the tap on your phone.
Yeah,
If you could just wave your hand and
Is
Paid
the
for.
is the tap more safer? Like
It's
like at the
supposed to
pump.
be.
I know the chip was supposed to be more safe than the swipe.
right.
So is the tap supposed to be even safer than the chip?
Yeah, I think so. Anytime you insert your card into something, there's a chance that somebody's
The
tampered
scanner?
with that, the scanner thing. So yeah, the tapping is the next thing. And I actually went to go insert my card at the gas station and I couldn't because something was weird with it. So I just tapped my phone and it worked. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, this is so weird.
Well, but I know
Apple Pay is like not new either. So
it's crazy convenient though, right? It's crazy convenient. I mean, once you've got 18 grocery bags in your hand and all you have to do is just swipe your elbow or your arm, wave your arm by the machine. It's like,
yeah.
Wait, so if you did this little chip, would you put it in your hand or would you put it somewhere else? Because I feel like that'd be like, my elbow's actually easier, my knee, I
don't know. I know where some of our dirty birds would put it. No, how would you swipe for groceries? How would you swipe for groceries?
Oh my God! I know
Just
that
gonna
was
wiggle.
go that direction.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hey, wasn't she just microwave?
6 minutes. She's by for 6 minutes.
Chloe went to go get corn.
The Walmart down the road.
Wait, while Chloe's doing that, we have to acknowledge Teresa, an amazing
Oh,
she sent us
yes.
last week because she's
My wine glass is
joining
right
us, and that was probably one of the nicest letters we've ever gotten, Teresa, in the studio to the K team.
Yeah, and to be honest, it never gets old. It never gets old when y'all show us love because we sit here on these mics and we try to prepare the day. What is going to come out of our mouths? Is that going to be encouraging? Is it going to be something that's going to make you feel better about yourself and want to return after you're done with work and the next morning? So I don't know. It's really cool when we get a blessing like that from Teresa, who made some of the stuff for us. Sent some stuff for my baby for the first Valentine's.
Yeah, Olivia as well. Yeah, I think so. You're talking about like we do sometimes get jaded, I think, as far as the coolness of being backstage at stuff. I know sometimes for me, that's where I like think, oh yeah, this is just a normal thing. Oh, it's just an interview, part of the job. But that never gets old. The thank yous and the messages of positivity, even. Like, I don't know about you guys. I start my day with gratitude lists, and I definitely, when my head hits the pillow, the things that I always remember that I'm grateful for are the Teresas, are the people watching right now saying the really nice things. When we share great things that are happening to us or things that, we're like, this isn't great, but it's just the season. It's just today.
Fertilize.
So, yeah. So thank you for that.
Authentic, open with y'all.
Yeah.
What'd you find, Chloe?
I did great.
Oh, wow.
Great.
I mean, I did great. I want to show you. And you know what? This is going to be great. If we just put the nachos, the chicken, we drizzle it on top.
This is going to be great, guys.
Having, like,
You don't have to sell it to us.
Yeah,
this is like, we're in.
Here it is. So this is the dip. And then you can add as much jalapenos as you want to. Just like taste it.
Are they like
more spicier?
seeded?
Less spicy.
No, they're the good, like,
No, they're the
ones.
diced.
So they're not
these.
spicy.
They're
not horrible. They're not like the bright green fresh ones.
No, they're these. They're really simple. Yeah, no, they're
like
great.
these that I brought.
Oh God.
Oh no!
I
See,
can't-
Oh, yeah.
those would kill me.
Are we doing it?
Are we
Can you and Slater just eat those straight, like
Oh.
one bite?
I watched this. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want the lime chips?
No
Who wants
tech
lime
neck with
chips?
that
Who wants
angle.
Lime chips?
Ooh.
You want the lime chips? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I guess we're just gonna make nachos.
This is like the Paula Deen angle you got there, Roby.
You got the cheese.
Yeah, I got the cheese,
We
but I
did-
feel like we can use this.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, it's loaded.
Okay.
I feel like we can use this on the top, right?
Yes, and that'll be better than
Yeah.
the Sargento.
Yeah.
Look,
Should we
guys.
put some
For
tomatoes?
taster more, it's on.
All right.
I mean, I would still top it with some of that. That's Mexican cheese. It's
Mexican
made for
cheese? Oh my
nachos.
god, I for
Mm.
sure threw that away.
Is it?
Just let us know when it's done, guys.
Too many cooks in the kitchen, it gets
Build it
messy.
first.
In the studio kitchen.
Yeah.
I have something in my eye. I really wish, honestly, if I had a superpower, it would be to get whatever's in my eye out the first try.
Yeah, that not scratch your eyeball.
Mm. Hey,
And not,
Obi,
like pull all my eyelashes out trying to get it out.
you said you were gonna give a Oliver update this episode.
Yeah. Okay. So the Oliver update that we have is Baby Ollie is now completely done with his tongue tie, which I didn't know was a thing.
Mm.
But apparently, your tongue can be tied.
Underneath, right?
Meaning that instead of your tongue being able to do a full extend and it would only, I almost touched that thing.
It
Nice.
froze.
Almost. That would have been like the most horrible ice cream ever.
When you kiss it, when you like, I don't want to say, when you like French kiss someone, you can't. His tongue
Yeah,
is
you
like-
can't. Yeah, you can't get the tongue.
Oh yeah,
It
you
doesn't-
gotta
make
get
sure
that
he's set up
fixed
for
right now.
success here, okay?
For real. So where but I will say this. Oh, okay, Shannon. Okay, so Shannon, you understand. what torture, man? What torture? Because so the doctor tells you that you've got to go back into your son's mouth, right? After they make the cut to allow the tongue to fully extend out, right? Because right now it just goes doot, doot, but you need to go whoop.
Yeah.
So they cut that, and now you have to start massaging the tongue so it can start to feel like, oh, I can go way out here.
Movement. How do they numb it before they cut it? Like, is the baby under?
Yeah, so they do local. They do local
they put it
anesthetic,
under.
and then they cut it, and then you as a parent, you have to go back in and you have to massage underneath it, because really what you're doing is you don't want it to heal up again. You want it to continue to, so this way it heals normally.
It's gonna be like
Anyways.
Gene Simmons, a kiss,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's
Get in
true.
there.
If he massaged his tongue to get
I
it out
wonder
that
if
long.
babies who had that procedure done actually can extend their tongue further. Because since you actually work on it, nobody else works on that unless you have that happen.
Mm.
You never know. You have to measure it.
Ooh, those
And he's like
onions.
10.
Yeah.
Is it?
I know, you can smell those onions like,
So-
oh.
So is that what you want? Like, I know we're talking about like 20 years down the line when like Oliver has a girlfriend. You ladies actually like guys with longer tongues?
I
I don't think
know.
I think this was just so this way he didn't have a speech impediment or
Right.
you know
so they can eat
yeah.
properly, she said, because especially like on the bottle nipples and stuff, like if you can't extend his tongue to put pressure on the nipple.
Right.
See, all this
Right.
is making a heck of a lot more sense. I was shooting decades
Larry's
ahead.
like, wow, so you're
My
taking
son
him in
is
for
25
surgery
now.
so that he can make out really well?
Yeah, I
This
didn't
is
know.
awesome.
I didn't know what was going
And
on.
that's not even where his head is.
Proud
You know,
dad.
it's further than that.
But Shannon, appreciate your comments here. Barbara, appreciate your comments. So anyways, we're done with it. And what I was gonna say was that it's torture. I'm gonna be straight up honest, okay? So we reallocated some money to hire a lady, a nurse, to do this for us.
To massage his tongue?
So she would come over twice a day.
Mhm.
She wasn't expensive, but we needed somebody else to do it
Yeah,
because
that's professional.
to do that kind of torture on
Twice
this
a
little
day,
kid.
every day?
So it was twice a day, every day for 7 days.
Wow.
And we,
Cry?
oh my God, he would
Yeah, I
cry.
wouldn't be able to
Oh
do that myself
man,
either.
yeah. So well, and after you see the doctor do it, that's when you're like, I can't do this to
Yeah.
him.
Mm.
And we just adopted him. So the last thing I want is for him to associate us as the ones who change, who,
Yeah, I don't
For
blame
sure,
you for
good
that.
call.
yeah, gave him that pain. So
Thank God for you. Man, did you
Oh.
think that, hey, maybe Slater will do it? Did you think of it once? Did you say, you know what? He's living this close. He's parking in the driveway. Did you even
Would you
once?
have ever trusted a friend to do it?
no, it was torture. And
Because
thank
honestly, there might not be a way to mess it up, but Slater would figure it out.
Yeah.
well,
I get in there and I'm like, is this good, Ollie?
yeah, you know how there's a lot of times you like you hear about a job that you're like, oh my God, that's a job.
Mm.
Thank God for these women who do that. You know,
Yeah.
they also do the wet nurses. They're also there to help women who maybe perhaps you've had triplets and you need a night to sleep. Then you hire one of these ladies to come at least once a week, twice a week to give you a night to sleep. Anyways, thank God for them because you know, she was able to do it, not only do it and torture the kid, but do it with like love.
Ugh,
Which sounds
yeah,
weird.
When that's your
Yeah.
main, when that's your main job, like you learn how to do it good. You know.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like when you've ever seen, obviously I haven't seen one personally, but like my sister-in-law and stuff like that, when I've been back when they had, I think it was only one, my very first nephew, when they just pull the baby out and they're just flipping the babies around, doing everything. And you're like, oh my God, you got to be so gentle. But
Yeah.
they're like tossing them all over the
Yeah.
scale,
Yeah.
cutting cords. Definitely not.
You
like,
know what's funny?
a
So we're
normal thing.
we're talking about this, and I'm listening to you guys. I'm just cracking up because Teresa's like, "Look at Chloe working so hard," because she is. She's slaving over that.
Side note, she's probably just being proper because there's multiple people in here. But does anyone else just tear those things apart with their fingers?
The-
That's
the-
what
the
I
rotisserie?
do.
Rotisserie.
Yeah.
I
Put on the
debone
gloves,
it with
Chloe.
my hands.
No, I mean,
It
That's-
smells
You know, we're
good.
just not starving. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Smells
I'm not
good.
gonna put a lot of chicken on it because I'm gonna go pipe it in the toaster oven for 5 seconds.
Okay.
But
We could be okay with microwave too.
yeah, we're good with
Yeah.
microwave.
All right.
All right, so this is what we're doing for our Super Bowl party here. Did we get any responses besides John? John, that's messed up that your wife makes you hold the babies when they get shots.
I'm gonna pipe this in and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
Try 'em
Don't
and
get lost out
then-
there.
Wait, so he makes his wife makes him hold it because the same thing, the associating the pain.
Yeah, and it's torture for the
hold
little
on.
kids.
If I can be
man.
fair, the doctor, because I did the same thing with Olivia when she was getting her, I forget now. It was like every 6 months or something. They make him get shots. So I would do it because it's actually like comforting. So as far as the holding, yeah. So I would kiss her on the forehead and whisper, "It's okay, it's okay."
Aw.
And there's a song that I would sing to her to like
Can you
calm her
sing
down.
it
So
for us?
so
I
John,
do-
make sure
I do want to
you
hear
want
it.
to
Yeah,
you want to hear it.
I do.
You have
So
to kiss Obi on his forehead too while you sing.
can you give me an F, Obi? I need an F. It seemed a little sharp. I'll go with it. Ready? So it's I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around your neck, a hug around your neck, and a bushel and a peck. I love you.
Aw.
So now, and I tickle her neck when I say it. So still like
Now when he sings that song to her, she's like, "Ow!"
yeah,
No,
exactly.
His ghost like.
She's
so
like, "What did you
cute.
do?"
You
What's
trickster.
about to happen?
Yeah.
I know what the song means.
The
Yeah.
song means pain.
Oh my god.
Aw.
That reminds me of like those movies where that's the music that you hear in the background with the little girl with the knife, like
All right, whatever.
a bushel
And it's
and a
always
peck,
Slater singing
a
it
bushel
too.
and a peck.
Yeah, if my daughter
I
kills
stab
me,
you in the
I'll be like, damn.
neck. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so let's talk really quickly just about how Super Bowl is going to look a little differently this year with the Super Bowl commercials. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised, and I think a lot of people are going to be very creative with the Super Bowl commercials this year.
Yeah, I think that whole Budweiser thing, it's like, yeah, okay, because one big brand said they're not, but there's other people definitely taking advantage of it.
And after that went out about Bud, it followed Pepsi's announcement that they were also not going to do commercials. But then it later on in the thing said that Pepsi was still they're just supporting the halftime show. So they are allocating all their money to sponsor the halftime show. So I'm like, okay, that's different. I just don't want to spend double the money.
And it's free publicity right now. They're getting on radio and TV. I mean, they were on every like news channel. It was like a free commercial, like
Yeah.
a news story.
Yeah, that's true.
What do we got over there?
All right.
You didn't really microwave it, did you? You put it in the oven, toaster oven?
But I did get a compliment. They're like, whatever you're cooking. And
All right. She got a compliment down in the kitchen.
Yeah, they also said that it would have smelled better with corn, but it's okay.
Oh, man.
They're like, that looks like this corn dip I make, but
And it was
Minus
probably
the corn.
it's probably the people from the news station, right? From DBO.
Yeah, and they're pretty harsh over
Those-
there.
Well, no, remember those suckers ate the microwave turkey that we made. And they go, "This is disgusting." And then we put the Facebook Live hidden camera.
Yes. So okay.
way.
So the reason why we're not cooking here in the studio is because we did this about 2 years ago, where Slater cooked here in the building, and we wanted to solve a myth. So we wanted to bust the myth, and the myth was that you could cook a turkey in the microwave for Thanksgiving, and we did.
Yeah, it was like 3 hours. It was a whole morning
For
show.
real, I'm surprised that
And it was-
microwave didn't that microwave die?
I mean,
Ooh,
didn't
no,
No, I think
no,
it's the
no.
same
like
one.
juices everywhere. though.
Yes, that was the problem. Is that we first of all we stunk up the whole building. We took up the
It
microwave.
wasn't.
You know, there's 6 other stations in the building, and we took up the
They
microwave for
had
3
to
hours.
remove that's why they had to redo DBO's studio with all that
Oh,
because the padding on the walls, which you can see behind Chloe,
smelled like turkey.
it
Yes.
reeked. It
Now-
reeks like bird.
Now, the same news guys that were like, "Oh, come on, guys, what are we doing?" Because okay, so don't forget that to news is very serious, and we need them. To us, we're entertaining, so we're always looking for stuff to entertain you. So to them, they're like, "Oh, come on, guys, get it together and be serious." And we stuck a camera out there, and when we stuck the camera out there, it was all the news guys that kept coming over, and they kept
Mhm.
digging into that turkey,
Yeah.
man. They were like,
And
"What we came in?"
none of them got sick either, right?
I don't
We know
know.
of.
Not that I know of.
What's the statute of limitations on cooking something?
I think it's good now.
All right, Chloe, I'll be your test.
Barbara
You're not-
asked
you're
who
not
we're
those
hoping
already.
wins. Yes, I think almost everyone in here hopes that it's Tampa.
I even read that people that hated Tom Brady, like the probably not anybody in Philadelphia.
Those are good.
Wow.
That looks like something Gators
Wow.
done. Like,
Wow, the gates.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Chloe, did you get this from All Red?
Wow.
She even
And
brought
the
plates.
for the Bucks.
All right, so
Wow.
if you're listening, it's because this is also available on podcast, but we do this every single Thursday where the entire cast of K92.3, which I don't know of another station that grabs the entire cast together at one point to do this every single week. So we appreciate Meg. Thank you for being on. Shannon, Teresa, Barbara, Darla, John a little earlier, all the
Darla.
people who consistently jump in and say what's up. It means a lot.
Hey, we were talking about too the Kansas City Chiefs. Where do you think they're staying since COVID's like a thing? Is there a hotel completely shut down just for them? I think Brady's gonna let Mahomes stay with him, and they're gonna let Giselle teach yoga. And it's gonna be like have this woosah.
You think so?
I
Really?
think Patrick Mahomes is at Tom Brady's house.
Maybe. You think he calls him daddy?
Yeah,
Because he's gonna. Tom Brady's the best ever. You guys know this. I don't have to explain it.
Guys,
yeah.
get a nacho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get an ultimate nacho made by Chloe.
I honestly
Man, that's good.
might start using that dip
Hey,
on top of nachos.
You gotta
Yeah,
come over.
I hope
You're
that
talking.
Cream cheese.
I hope that
You know
you
what? See,
listening
we're
and watching. I hope you guys enjoy experimenting today, as you see with Chloe.
Everything
Things-
happens for a reason.
Yeah,
You forgot
things
the
didn't
corn,
things didn't go
created
100%.
a new recipe.
But they're really good.
You know what happens with nachos? It's like the bottom ones don't get eaten because they don't have all the yummy.
Mm-hmm.
All the yummy stuff.
All the yummy stuff.
I mean, this is going to be
Which-
great for the people who are listening on the podcast,
Oh yeah, sorry.
hearing us.
They should make nachos reversed, right? Where they do like maybe one layer, then put all the toppings on
Yeah,
top, and then put
vertical
another layers of chips. Yeah.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome. That dip works great on top of nachos. So there you go. Just don't add the corn. We did.
Limb.
All right, good stuff. So guys, why don't we be respectful of the time right now? It's 37 minutes. Anybody have anything that they want to wrap up with our audience, or any of you guys want to say anything before we humbly say goodbye at this moment and kill the rest of those nachos?
What do you get someone for their 50th birthday? I have to go to a surprise one this Saturday night.
AARP membership. Do they have one?
I think it's 55.
They smoke cigars?
Automatically. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. If they smoke cigars, there are some quality cigars out there that are $25 a pop.
Does that make him a smoker?
Hold on, real story. So
Socially smoking it.
is it a guy or a girl turning that age?
Sorry.
Okay. So back in the day, you guys remember Spin Magazine?
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
Spin.
So I had a subscription to Spin Magazine. I do not think it's a thing anymore. The reason being is because I originally signed up for a 3-year, and then they went out of business a year 2, and they said, "Oh no, to make it up to you, we'll give you 8 years of GQ." So for nothing, I'm pretty sure they just ended up sending me money. So you should get them a subscription to a magazine that's failing, and then they'll have it the rest of their life, another 30-something years.
Oh my
Yeah. You know what? Okay, so that's a good idea. But if you can't do that,
I saw you.
Such a good friend.
I do like the GQ subscription.
Yeah.
How much is that for a year? $30?
Yeah.
And he'll get one every month.
And the thing that's ironic, it was supposed to be only quarterly because that's what GQ stands for, Gentleman's Quarterly. But then they started doing it monthly, and I'm like, what? They didn't want to change it to GM? And I imagine General Motors would have been like, sorry, this isn't a truck magazine. You can't actually do that.
I do like that. I do like that as a gift. The gift that keeps on giving. If you could give somebody a subscription type thing where they're going to get something every month, that gift that keeps on
They
giving.
like whiskey. They have whiskey subscriptions. The wine
Sounds-
bottle
sounds
whiskey is
pricey.
With their year.
Yeah.
But they're just samples, and then you figure out which ones you like, and then you order. But
Okay.
they send you new samples every month.
Nice.
Such a weird
So smart.
like year because it's a big like over the hill year. But
50.
then like most 50-year-olds have everything that they want. But you want to get some.
When did it change? We talked about this before. Over the Hill used to be 40, right?
I've only ever known it as 50.
My
Right.
parents turned 40 and they got all Over the Hill 40 decorations. So I remember that.
Maybe they were like being funny.
I remember 40 was over the
Insulting,
hill.
right?
Was it? Was
I
40
remember
over the
40
hill?
was
I
over
thought
the hill
50
back
is
in the
because
day.
Halfway to 100. Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Teresa said get him a wine
Ooh,
in his
I
birth
like
year.
Shirley's idea. Give it to a charity in his name.
Oh, yeah.
He's a dentist.
Oh.
You can make up a charity like in Seinfeld, right? The Human Fund.
And it's like and it's to me.
Yeah. Just,
Other people at the birthday start donating to it. Oh,
yeah. George Costanza did that. You guys remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Costanza.
Yeah, classic. It was the Summer of George.
it
Yeah.
is. What was his fake name as an architect?
Art Vandelay.
Yeah.
Me and Chloe are like, yeah.
I'm like, what's
Oh my God,
Who were
Chloe
we
didn't know
talking
who
about?
Screech was, you guys.
I didn't.
From
I mean,
Saved by the
honestly,
That's
Bell.
it.
I wouldn't have. And if you didn't send me that, I would not have known.
You-
either.
Yeah, well, and I don't want to make y'all feel silly. I don't want to make you guys feel silly, but it's an eye opener to us because Saved by the Bell was just so
Wasn't
important.
Mario Lopez on that show?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that, but I don't.
It's
remember
on
the other-
Peacock now.
So
They
you know what?
redid it.
You
It's a
two probably
reboot.
you two probably don't even know of Mark Paul Gosselaar, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He was like the heartthrob of the '90s. I mean, how interesting.
I grew up on like the Hannah Montanas, the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, like all
Mine
those
was Boy
Disney
Meets
shows.
World and
Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
See, but I watched
Nickelodeon,
that
Nick
too.
at
So you
Night.
must have been watching like older shows for your age.
I
Mm.
mean,
And you had older siblings?
no.
No? Okay.
Obi, what? Saved by the Bell was yours?
Oh, love
yeah.
Saved by the Bell
That's
from
good.
the beginning years all the way to even when they did the college years were a little whack.
Yeah, but you know what the comparison is? It's probably like anyone watching right now. If you're in an older age bracket, like with the shows where they would say something to us and we'd be like, I have no idea.
yeah, they're
what
like, you
you're
didn't watch
talking
MASH?
about." Yeah, Dynasty.
Kojak.
They're
Yeah,
going
good.
on a boat. On a, like,
Chloe, I watched Hannah Montana too.
Okay.
The Love Boat.
The Love Boat. Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff. All right, okay. Rita, Shannon, Meg, whose name have I not said?
Barbara,
Wendy up in there.
Teresa Sapolis.
So this is probably going to be the last time that we talk to y'all before the big game. So I hope you guys have taken some notes from what we did here, which was super simple.
Forget the corn, or add the
Yeah.
corn. Either way, it's gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Either
Yeah,
way,
see
it's
that
going to be
way.
great. That
Gonna
was
be
the
a hit.
lesson. Either way, it's going to be great.
Mhm.
Okay, you know what? That's it. From now on, I need outro music. I need like an outro, like a bloop. So this way we can say our goodbyes.
Are in the middle, right?
All right, everybody.
See you
In the
next
middle.
Thursday.
We'll see you next Thursday. What do we always say? To love, peace, and hair grease.
We say it something different every week.
Hair grease.
Love, peace, hair grease, and happiness, and all that other good stuff.
Love
All right,
yourself and each other.
1, 2, 3, go! All right, we'll see you guys.